Okay, continuation tayo ng tongue diagnosis ni greasy. Topic natin, dry and white or yellow coatings, black coating, tofu-like coating. Okay. First, we have here picture ng 29 years old male. Ang tongue niya is pale red and wide. So, ibig sabihin, there is retention of damp heat. Okay, tingnan po natin yung picture ng tongue. Wide po siya or malaki. There is also a small horizontal cracks. Ito po yun, may mga cracks yung horizontal. Ibig sabihin, there is a slight deficiency of fluids. Next, meron po siyang greasy dry yellow coating. Ito po sa may tongue, halos sa may likod. Ibig sabihin, there is accumulation of heat in the young brightness or young mean channel which injury to the fluid. With injury to the fluids. So, ang symptoms nitong patient, meron siyang foul smelling, loose diarrhea, and flatulence. Ibig sabihin, dito, affected po yung young mean channel, which is this stomach and spleen. Stomach, also affecting the spleen. Meron siyang inner restlessness, meron siyang sleeping problems and inability to concentrate. Ibig sabihin dito sa inner restlessness and inability to sleep, inability to concentrate, ito po yung sa naapektuhan po yung sa spleen niya. Okay, sa Western diagnosis, there is none. And ang background to disease, meron siyang caffeine abuse and stress from failing examination. Sa case history, after twice failing to graduate from university, Mr. B began to experience inner restlessness, meron siyang insomnia, and inability to concentrate, all of which prevented him from retaking the examination. He tried to compensate for his lack of concentration by taking stimulants like guarana products, a dried paste prepared from seeds of Paulinia cupana and used as astringent, and consuming as many as 15 cups of coffee daily. His stools became loose and foul-smelling, and he suffered from flatulence. The white tongue showed a yellow greasy and dry coating. His pulse was excessive and rapid. Okay, sa analysis in this case, the excessive study and thinking as well as the severe disappointment of not graduating give rise to heat in the heart. So dito, nag-signify na kasama rin yung heart, may heat in the heart. Pero sabi dito, hindi po nakita or it's not visible sa tongue. Hindi nag-represent. Rather, the tongue reflected only the abuse of guarana and caffeine. These two substances can, if taken in excess, injure kidney yin and the fluids through enhanced diuresis. The injury to the kidney yin resulted in disturbance in the harmonious communication between the kidneys and the heart, which is reflected in his inner restlessness and insomnia. So dito, since naapektuhan yung kidney dahil sa too much intake of the guarana and caffeine, yung relationship ng kidney and heart was also affected, resulting ito sa inner restlessness and insomnia. The yellow dry greasy coating reflect the intense heat in the lower burner that has injured the fluid. So nakita po natin doon sa picture yung yellow dry greasy coating, ang naapektuhan naman po yung lower burner. This is visible in the cracks as well as the thin coating in the center of the posterior third of the tongue body. So nakita po natin yung likuran ng tongue at meron po siyang mga cracks. The smelly loose stools were result of retention of damp heat in the large intestine. So yun po yung damp heat sa large intestine. Here, the heat is more dominant than the dampness. The full and rapid pulse confirm that this condition is one of excess. So, as discussed kanina, mako-confirm po natin dun sa true pulse palpation, dun po sa 3 areas na pag-palpate natin kung mas dominante po yung napalpate natin ng mga full and rapid pulses sa 3 position, ibig sabihin, there is more heat na mararamdaman. Dito, kinompare naman yung heat and dampness. Okay? Sa discussion, the appearance of dry, rough coating is caused by damp heat, wherein the heat is more dominant than the dampness. Here, the heat endured the fluid in the stomach, resulting in the dry, rough coating. So, yung fluid ng stomach na apektuhan, nakikita natin sa tongue with dry and rough coating. In this case, it is important to clear the heat and increase the fluid. So, ito po yung management natin. Alisin yung heat and increase the fluid. The patient was therefore given dietary counseling and encouraged to eat more moistened foods like pears and less hot and spicy foods. So next we have another case of a 33 years old female. Ang tongue po niya, meron siyang pale red, which is abnormal tongue body color. Meron siyang curled down tip. So check po natin yung tongue na pababa dito sa may front tip. Ibig sabihin, there is a heat from deficiency in the heart. Okay? So, pwede natin ito ma-observe sa mga patient natin. Pag curled down tip, it could indicate that there is heat from deficiency in the heart. Next, there is right-sided dry yellow coating. So, dito po yung right side and there is a dry yellow coating. Ibig sabihin, retention of damp heat in the gallbladder. Okay po? So, ang symptoms ng patient, there is a skin rash at the waist. There is brownish skin pigmentation with itchiness. There is urge to urinate and dribbling of urine. Tinnitus, there is inner tension, and depressive moods. Sa Western diagnosis, there is tinea corporis, which is a fungal skin infection. And sa background to disease, there is physical and mental exhaustion. Okay po? Next, we have another case of a female 62 years old. Ang tongue po niya, meron siyang red and dry tongue body, which indicates that itong patient merong kidney yin deficiency. Next, there is a thick greasy white at the sides. Ito po. Tingnan natin yung picture. There is also a dirty yellow coating in the center of the tongue. Ito po. Observe natin yung picture. Ibig sabihin, there is accumulation of cold dampness with blockage of chi in the middle burner transforming into heat. Okay? So, ang symptoms ng patient, there is a dizzy spells. There is tingling and numbness of the arms. There is pain in the shoulder and lumbar region. Okay? Sa Western diagnosis, there is none. And the background to disease, there is excessive consumption of fatty foods. And this patient is physically overworked. Okay? Sa black coating, often is an indication of serious illness. As a rule, it is the result of a long-standing pathology. It indicates extreme heat as well as cold pattern of disease. So it could be an extreme heat or meron siyang cold pattern of disease. If the black coating is also slippery in appearance, so take note, there is a slippery appearance. It reflects a deficiency of spleen and kidney yang with excessive internal cold. So, ang magic word po dito, merong slippery appearance yung black coating. indicating that there is a spleen and kidney yang with excessive internal cold. If this type of coating is only visible at the center of the tongue, while the sides show remains of a white coating, it is indicative of spleen yang deficiency with accumulation of cold dampness. So, tandaan po natin, pwede po siyang spleen and kidney yang with excess internal cold, or this could also indicate a spleen yang deficiency, accumulation of cold dampness. If the black coating is dry, appears cracked, it can be assumed that there is a serious development in a persisting disorder. This type of coating indicates that the yin is declining, so there is a deficiency of yin, which may lead to separation from the yang. So, separation ng yin and yang. The patient may be in danger since the black coating reflects the development of extreme heat. So, nagkakaroon ng development of extreme heat that can consume the body fluid. So, sobrang mainit, and this one can consume the body fluid. The drier and the blacker the coating, the more severe exhaustion of yin and fluid. So, sa sobrang init, ma-observe po natin yung tongue na drier and blacker yung coating. A yellow coating at the sides and a black greasy coating in the center of the tongue indicates that there is presence of extreme heat in the stomach. A persistently yellow coating reflects the long-standing retention of damp heat. Okay? Pwedeng long-standing na po yung retention ng damp heat. Extreme heat in the stomach burns the fluid and causes the black, burned-looking coating. So, pag nakita po natin yon, this could be due to extreme heat in the stomach, nasusunog na po yung dila, kaya nagkaroon ng black, burned-looking coating. So, again, we have another case here of a male 33 years old. Yung tongue ng patient, merong reddish with red sides and contracted tongue, body, and tip. Okay, dito po may contraction, which indicates that there is heat in the liver, lungs, and heart, injury to the lung in the upper burner. Meron din siyang black coating in the center. Ito po. Observe natin yung tongue, and posterior third of the tongue, meron siyang yellow at the sides. So there is a slight yellowish coloration, meaning there is a long-standing heat in the yang brightness, yung yang min channel, with injury to the fluids. So this patient has symptoms of pain in the throat, meron siyang dry mouth, feeling of heat in the nose, occasional nosebleeds, there is blockage of nasal passages, and headache. Sa Western diagnosis, there is carcinoma of the nasopharynx. Ang background to disease, there is smoke for many years, so nagparasigarilyo po, and possible environmental factors, so exposed to pollution. Okay. So next we have another case of a female 83 years old. Ang tongue ng patient is red and swollen. So, observe po natin yung tongue, meaning there is retention of phlegm heat. There is also slight pale sides, yung sides po ng tongue. Ibig sabihin, there is slight liver blood deficiency. And also, this patient has a deviating tongue. Ibig sabihin, there is movement of internally generated wind. Yung black, thick, greasy coating with dirty yellow coating at the sides. Dito po. Retention of phlegm heat in the yang brightness or sa yang min channel. Ang symptoms ng patient, meron siyang slurred speech. There is constipation with hard, dry stools. There is loss of memory. There is inability to move left arm and leg. So this is Sa Western diagnosis, meron siyang apoplexy with left-sided hemiplegia. Ang background to disease, there is high blood pressure for 20 years. So for 20 years, meron siyang high blood pressure and nagkaroon siya ng stroke, left-sided hemiplegia. Okay po. Another, we have a tofu-like coating. Tofu-like or a soy cheese. It consists of a big rough-grained flakes that seem to lie just on the surface of the tongue. So observe po natin yung picture, parang may nakababaw na tofu-like. This coating can indicate stream, young, and excess heat in the interior. So sa sobrang young and excessive heat. There is another interpretation of this tongue coating in the literature, a rise of turbid substance as in food stagnation or turbid phlegm. So pwede rin po na meron siyang nag-increase ang turbid substance sa case ng stagnation or meron siyang turbid phlegm. This means that food stagnation as well as retention of damp heat can cause this type of coating. So pag ang patient natin na-interview and nalaman natin na meron siyang food stagnation, ang tongue appearance niya pwede rin po ma-observe natin ang ganitong presentation. Next, we have a male, 63 years old. Ang tongue ng patient is red, soft, slightly narrow tongue body. Okay, medyo maliit. Indicating that there is kidney deficiency. There is also a thick, greasy, tofu-like, pale yellow coating. So observe po natin yung tongue. Greasy siya, like a tofu-like, and pale yellow coating. Indicating that there is an internal heat with retention of phlegm heat. Ang symptoms ng patient, cough with blood-tinged sputum. There is shortness of breath, pain in the chest, there is backache, subfebrile temperatures, no appetite. So Western diagnosis, the patient has carcinoma of the nasopharynx, metastasis to the lungs and cervical vertebrae. Ang background to disease, smoke for 40 years. So, wag na tayong mag-smoke. Okay po? Another case of a male, 69 years old. Ang tongue ng patient, there is bright red, narrow tongue body. So, mapula and narrow po yung tongue, indicating that there is a kidney deficiency with injury to the fluids. There is also a tofu-like pale yellow coating. So, observe natin yung coating. May yellowish coloration, indicating that there is a retention of damp phlegm in the young brightness or sa young mean channel, transforming into phlegm heat or meron siyang food stagnation. So ang symptoms ng patient, there is subfebrile temperatures, pain under the right hypochondrium, there's a foul-smelling stool, flatulence, and distended abdomen. Sa Western diagnosis, there is a carcinoma of the large intestine with metastasis to the liver. Ang background to disease is unknown. Okay, thank you po for your attention.